Flight considerations provided by USA 3000 Airlines. Visit USA3000.com for great low fares. Can you name a body of water that's termed indigenous eyes by the natives of the Dominican Republic? Let's see if you can figure it out. This week's Hideaway, Lagoon.
Hi there, how are you?
Melissa, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, pleasure.
I'm very curious about the ecological area in Punta Cana. I've heard a lot about it. Can you tell me a little more about it?
Sure. Punta Cana was established about 36 years ago, and it's always had this sort of philosophy of environmental stewardship. In '94, we established the Punta Cana Ecological Foundation. It's a not-for-profit foundation, and I run this foundation as well here in the area.
Well, I'm dying to see the natural life inside that's so native to Dominican Republic, and I really want to see the lagoon. So can we take a look inside? You can show me around a little bit?
Let's go. Well, the Dominican Republic as an island actually has a really unique set of biodiversity. You know, the evolution of the species on the island is quite unique. So about 36% of the plants you would see here in Punta Cana and in the Dominican Republic you would find nowhere else in the world. So I think it's important to start with a plant that was very common here. It's common throughout the Caribbean, and it's thought to be the first plant that Christopher Columbus might have seen in the New World. And it's called uva de playa, or sea grape.
Jake explains that Dominicans make sea grape flavored ice cream. Not exactly something you'll find in the grocery store.
Another plant, and this is a very prehistoric plant. This is locally known as guajiga. And this is a fern. It's just very, very common here in the area. And actually, it's so common that it's now started to be used in landscaping. We, as I told you before, we run ornamental plant nursery and the Ecological Foundation, and we actually really promote using local plants in all the plantings we do because it allows people to use less water. The plants are very adaptable. They don't need any chemicals or pesticides, and they're much easier to grow here. So we encourage people to grow plants like this, the guajiga, and we actually cultivate these in our nurseries. This plant here, it's a little covered up, and you might not be able to see it as well, but this is the Cana palm, and that's the reason that this region was named Punta Cana. It's actually a pretty interesting history.
Mm-hmm.
This area was originally known as Punto Borrachón, or Drunkard's Point, because it was an area where there was a lot of pirate visits and there was a lot of sort of different vessels cruising through the area. And so when they began to develop the area for tourism, Drunkard's Point is not the greatest sounding thing. And so they said, let's use some of the native vegetation and let's rename it Punta Cana. And so that's where the name comes from. A lot of people try and translate what does Cana mean, but it's actually right from this palm.
And in the lagoons, you can only actually swim in one or two?
At the moment, actually, we're doing a program of improvement of the reserve. We just did a study with an international organization and looking at themes for the reserve that we can do for the trails to really improve the experience for visitors so they learn a little bit about the natural and cultural history of the island. So the plan is to develop a part of the trail that'll be historic to the Taino Indians that were in the area, and another part that really takes advantage of the lagoons. So we're planning to open another 3 lagoons for swimming, and there are 2 right now that you can swim in as well. And we think in the next year and a half we'll probably have about 6 different lagoons that you can swim in, of the 12 total lagoons.
In this actual reserve?
They're all right here in the reserve.
Good. Well, I hope to come back and swim in all 6.
Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome to.
Well, I couldn't wait until later to swim in the lagoon. I took a dip right then and there. The water was refreshing, just the right temperature. I swam up close with freshwater fish right alongside of me, and an occasional turtle. I suggest swimming rather than standing, because the rocks are a little bit slippery. Yaya Lagoon is my hideaway because nowhere on this island can you swim in your own private lagoon with freshwater fish, beautiful colors of aqua and coral. If you come to the Dominican Republic, you have to swim in Yaya Lagoon. I already found one hidden treasure at Yaya Lagoon. What I thought was really cool about Punta Cana is that I found a second hidden treasure in the middle of the ocean. Ramon, our PADI tour guide, took me to a 25-year-old shipwreck left untouched. That was one of the most fascinating things I have ever seen. And here, I thought I was going out for a leisurely boat ride just to get a suntan. Coming up next on Hideaways, private villas designed by Oscar de la Renta, and the best massage I have ever experienced. Punta Cana just keeps getting better.
Escape, sun, soothe, save. A 4-day deluxe all-inclusive Apple vacation to the Caribbean from $699.99, including airfare, 3 nights at the exquisite Sunscape The Beach Punta Cana, transfers, all meals, all drinks, all tips, entertainment, and more. Everything is included. Call your travel agent or log on to applevacations.com. An all-inclusive Caribbean vacation at an unbeatable price.
Hideaways is brought to you in part by Apple Vacations, America's favorite vacation company. Visit applevacations.com. On my boat tour, I noticed several beautiful oceanfront homes. Ramon told me they were villas, and they were available to rent. Before we check them out, let's take a look at next week's episode of Hideaways. Old Floridian-style family fun where shelling is the thing to do and historical sites are the areas to visit.